Woke up late for yoga, pulled on my hipster knit cap, threw on my designer yoga pants, grabbed my Louis Vuitton yoga mat. There she stood in warrior pose, foxy with a gold hoop through her nose. The new instructor, looking fierce, I think I'm in love. Thank the deities above. East Indian girl. For curry and samosas, she said okay. Afterwards I stole a kiss and she whispered namaste. Took her back to my place. She flashed me her Bollywood smile, cocked her head from side to side like a peacock, Calcutta style. I'll leave her wet as the Ganges. My East Indian girl. Jet black eyeliner frames her eyes, my Bengal tigerette. Her sandalwood kisses are something I can't forget. I hear her bangles clanking down the hall. Her curves erotic and exotic like the domes of the Taj Mahal. My East Indian girl. East Indian girl. East Indian girl. East Indian girl, 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 East Indian girl. East Indian girl, 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 East Indian girl. touch so cold to me. I've had enough of where we are. I don't know how it ever got this far. Did you ever care? Will you shed a tear tonight? I know that it's time to go. Promise myself I will forget her. I feel it in my soul. This time I know I will not let her touch me tonight. I know that somewhere, somehow, someone's waiting for me. It's time to go. Promise myself I will forget her. I feel it in my soul. This time I know I will not let her touch me tonight. I know that somewhere, somehow, someone's waiting for me. Pretending like I don't already know. I'll be with you in the end. It doesn't matter what I say. You're playing with my heart again. There's just nothing I can do. 'Cause I got a problem with you. Every time you leave me, girl, you leave me wanting more. Baby, tell me what this is. Never felt this way before. I don't wanna be a hero, all I wanna be is yours. I'm just waiting for the next time you'll be knocking on my door. Everywhere I go, I know I'm just pretending like I don't already know. I'll be with you in the end. It doesn't matter what I say. You're playing with my heart again. There's just nothing I can do. 'Cause I got a problem with you. You don't know what you do to me, but I know that I'll make you mine someday. Everywhere I go, I know I'm just pretending like I don't already know. I'll be with you in the end. It doesn't matter what I say. You're playing with my heart again. There's just nothing I can do. Girl, I got a problem with you. Everywhere I go, I know I'm just pretending like I don't already know. I'll be with you in the end. It doesn't matter what I say. You're playing with my heart again. There's just nothing I can do. Girl, I got a problem with you.
Going back to my homeland, far away, across the sea. See my mother, ain't no other, and my brother, he ain't bad. There's my sister, oh, how I miss her. We laughed, we cried, and we fought. We played, we dreamt, and we danced. I traveled many roads, but now it's time to go home. Been away for too long, and now it's time to go home. I crossed some high ground and got lost in the crowd. Some days made me sad. All I had was my dreams. Dark nights with the stars shining bright in the sky.
Down at St Andrews, we are lost supporters of our team. We chanted super blues, ringing all around. Now all you blue boys know what we mean. We are the lads from the Tilton, who'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? Let's hear you in the pub, singing you that song, helping and sharing the load. It's worth the point of all.
54321. 54321. Well, there you go, mate. It's Monday, and of course, it is a Tilton Talk Show with you through till 9 o'clock tonight. 9 o'clock. I was going to say 9:30 then. I've got 9:30 on the brain for some reason. I don't know why. Of course, sponsored by Boyle Sports, the principal sponsor of Birmingham City Football Club, in conjunction with our friends at SAS Autos and our friends also at Bordsley Labour Club. Big draw the weekend. I think that was a good draw, a solid draw. And two big games coming up, of course, Borough tomorrow night away and Coventry on Saturday. So we've got friends from West Midlands Police coming this evening to answer any questions that you might have on public safety and one thing or another on the course of that game. So we'll crack on with the show and get on with it, because I know how fast this 1.5 hours goes.
We are the
Welcome to Monday Night's Yeah, I know. Welcome to Monday Night's Tilton Talk Show. Of course, here with you through till 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock.
Nearly said it again.
And then said it again twice. And of course, if you can't catch the show tonight, this is going out live on Facebook, YouTube, Podbean, and Twitter. We'll also be on 107.5 Switch FM tomorrow night across Birmingham and DAB. We are welcoming tonight Colin from the West Midlands Police Unit. Great to have you back again. Thanks ever so much, Colin. And of course, Mr. Sheen himself.
Good evening, all.
And Mrs. Brown. Along with, of course, myself. So, crack on with the Cardiff game. First off to you, Colin. Saw a tweet today and messages on Facebook on the excellent behaviour from both sets of fans over the weekend.
Yep, I think it's fair to say we policed it with the lowest number of officers we've ever done so. I'm sure you remember the bad old days of Blues Cardiff, both games at Cardiff and at Birmingham. But now we put the least number of officers on it we've ever done. I think we had the highest Cardiff following in a number of years. They brought 2,000. I can't remember Cardiff ever bringing those sort of numbers. It's normally 1,200, 1,300. No arrests, no disorder, so all good.
Hallelujah.
That's good.
And it's been a good season thus far as well, hasn't it?
It has. Literally, I put out at the same time. We'd had 3 Blues fans been arrested all season at home. That's 15 games now after the weekend. You work out what crowd, say you average 20,000 and you've had 3 arrests.
Brilliant.
It's
Brilliant.
nothing, is it? Let's be honest.
Keep it up, people. Keep it up because, that stupid, idiotic record that we seem to have held for many, many years has to go. Simply has to go. And, right, okay, so you went to the Cardiff game.
I did.
You were part of the policing unit at the Cardiff game.
Yep.
They were noisy. Right, they stifled our fans completely and utterly. Sick and tired once again of hearing those words, is this a library? But you know what, we scored first and we scored on 4 minutes and another great goal from Jude.
Yeah, good start as well, and had so many chances, and we so badly needed that second goal, didn't we, to try and put it to bed, second and even third goal. And it wasn't beyond the realms of impossibility with the chances we were creating in the first half. And then second half, we come out, and they come out, obviously, the better team in the second half. And, I think they must have had a good talking to at half-time. And
did you hear Roberts' interview?
Yeah, after the game, yeah. I've said talking to.
Thank you. Thank you.
So they've had a good talking to at half-time and come out and, obviously, come out the better team. And, sometimes you do have to give the opposition credit, but... their keeper has kept him in it in the first half, and he's pulled off a cracking save from Duke's header in the second half, and we just couldn't get the 3 points, But I won't say it was through lack of trying, because we certainly had a good go at them.
Hit the bar and the post in the first half.
What a goal that would have been from Beeler.
I
Wow.
know. Another screamer it would have been, but it's not to be. It was 1-1.
Yeah.
I think a fair result at the end of the day, overall over the 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And we move on. We go on to the next one. The next one, of course, is Tuesday night, Middlesbrough away.
Yeah.
With a vast 280 Blues fans making that awful dogleg journey right up there. Crazy to move that to a Tuesday night from a fan's point of view, really.
Yeah.
Just
absolutely.
horrible. It's just horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like it's an hour away or 2 hours away. It's like a good 4-hour drive, isn't it, at least?
On a coach as well, it'll take even longer, won't it?
It's 2 o'clock in the morning, isn't it, before you get him back? Really,
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
Well, 1 o'clock for me because I'm an hour away from here. So, but no, sorry, decided not to go. Logistically, too much involved in it.
Yeah.
Shame, really, because I love my away days. Hey ho. So the game overall, I thought, like you say, we played proper. Out
Superb first half.
On that
Very
first
good.
half,
Yeah.
And when we came out and we scored so early, I thought, you know what, we're going to have this. And then I was saying to the people that I was with, who didn't bring any fig rolls, by the way, very disappointed. And I was saying to the people that I was with, I started having the shakes. You know what I mean? And well, I was cold. I was proper cold as well. But I knew that they were pressing too hard not to score. And you just saw it coming, like, oh no. And I thought, come on, Ed, don't let your heads go down now. Battle away. Do what we do best. And we got a point out of it. In Cardiff, it's not an easy game to play at home or away. We got beat away.
Yeah.
And not an easy team to play against.
We were unlucky to get beat there as well, weren't we? If I remember, it was a soft penalty that we get, that was given against us.
Yeah. But that one foul by Gardner in the second half, I thought that was an instant red. I thought
he was off as well, but
he was walking. He just went through him completely.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah. I think what kept him on probably was that his boots, he didn't show sort of studs too high, if you know what I mean. It was a bad challenge. I've seen him given as a straight red, but the only reason I can think he wasn't sent off was because the injury to the player wasn't maybe that bad, and he didn't show his studs and sort of take him out completely, like with high studs. That's the only reason I can think he didn't get a red.
And no VAR, obviously, in the Championship either. If you saw, there were some reviews over the
It was-
weekend where
yeah.
red cards given.
Probably
for
with the
yellows,
VAR,
etc.
it probably would have been given, yeah. But saying that, though, it hasn't been... Can they not still still change it after?
I don't think you can. I
Can't
think
you?
once you get a yellow, I think that's it. Because the
Yeah.
referee can't say he didn't see
Yellows
it.
stand.
Yeah.
Reds can be changed.
Yeah.
Right.
Craig Courtney says, evening all. Excuse the
Evening,
pun.
Craig.
Evening, Craig.
You haven't heard that before.
No, not since the last time.
Don't forget, lovelies, all you've got to do is share this on your personal Facebook page, your own personal Facebook page, to be in a chance for some prizes. And next week, we'll be having the competition a little bit later on in the show. And there's usually about, 80 or 100, isn't there, something like that?
Where?
Shares.
Oh, yeah. 80
easily.
plus,
So,
yeah.
and don't forget, our audience is a staggering. Last year alone, 322,723 people around the globe.
Crazy.
Incredible. And that's across all our air networks. And that, of course, doesn't include any that listen on Switch FM on a Tuesday.
No downloads, I think. No.
Yeah. So, right, Colin, let's pick the meat and bones out of Saturday, because that's what we... If you want to pull your mic a little bit closer, mate, then...
Yeah, move it up a bit. That's
Lovely.
great stuff. That's
Superb.
lovely. Perfect.
That just hides your face, it's all right.
I thought it was just me you said that to me.
Oh, no. That's why you've got the shield round yours.
I don't know if you've noticed, but I've put stickers on the back of mics.
Have you?
So that now I know that whether you're talking into the front of it.
That's a
Because
good
some
trick.
people talk into the side of it.
Right, yeah.
Ah.
He's very clever, this man, isn't he?
He is.
Despite all this, Okay, so Saturday, it was kind of writing on the wall that we were going to get Coventry away. And
It was.
A lot of people were saying, it's going to be Cov, it's going to be Cov, it's going to be Cov. And now that it is, right, and the game is this Saturday, we've now got, 5 days to prepare for it. What preparations have you, put in place and are going to put in place over the next 5 days to police this one?
We're policing it as a high-risk game, and I think that's purely down to the fact it's the unknown.
Yeah.
It really is.
It
Like
definitely
you
is.
say, it was always going to happen. It was always going to come out of the hat. It nearly came out last time, if you remember, for the third round, didn't it? Both teams were still in there with quite a few games to go. But it was always going to come out. What's made it a little bit harder was that clearly Coventry hadn't won their third round tie at the time, if you know what I mean. So we had to wait that little bit longer. And clearly,
Did you put any contingencies into place before that?
we did, but only a very small
Okay,
one
cool.
because, and I think this was the
I think
same with.
sorry, it's just important that people know.
And I think
what's
it was
involved.
the same with Coventry and Blues couldn't do too much either because they didn't know who they were playing at that point. And we had a very sort of brief talk about it, but then really once the replay took place and you knew it was going to be Coventry, then you waited on what day and what time. Clearly the TV picks had been done, but there was still the chance of, like we've had previously, the international broadcast and things like that, moving it to 12:30 on either the Saturday or Sunday.
Which I thought it would be.
But
Me
it-
too, yeah.
Yeah, but it's nice to see 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon, FA Cup. It's how it should be, isn't it? Let's be
And
perfectly
just
honest.
bear in mind, people, just bear in mind each and every single one of you, and pass this on to all your friends and all your relatives. We've had 3 arrests all season. Let's get out of Saturday with 3 arrests all season. Don't get yourself into a position where you're going to get yourself banged up in a big hefty fine and potentially a banning order. It's not worth it.
So I say it's a high risk game for us, and like I said, that is really because it's the unknown. The ground's going to be near enough 50-50 split from the tickets which have been sold.
Well, apparently the Blues allocation is sold out tonight.
Oh, has it?
Okay, now, is there any intention to give any more?
That's down to the club, as you know.
Right, okay.
We don't get involved in ticket allocations.
You see, it's just all I wanted.
No, I've said that many times
I know,
before.
I know. But we've got a lot of new listeners now.
Yeah, we don't have any say in ticket, as in, I know some forces do get more involved in it. We don't. Both clubs sat down, and I think it took some time for them to get where they were. Because what we've got to remember, it's a Coventry City home game.
Absolutely.
Whether we like it or not as Blues fans, it's a Coventry City home game.
I was just going to say that. Have they got more say in ticket allocation?
Well, what
'Cause
could
it's
have
a bit of a
happened?
strange one,
yeah,
isn't it?
what could have happened? Cov could have said 15% rule for the away team.
Yeah.
Which is the FA rules for the FA Cup. You only have to give 15%
Is
to
that a
the away
minimum
team.
of 15%?
I'm not sure that's a minimum. No,
Right,
I think
okay.
I think it is a minimum of 15%, but and then you could go up to whatever you want, if you know what I mean. But Coventry could only have given Blues, you work it out, 3,500 tickets if they wanted to.
Is that 15% of the capacity of the ground?
Well, that's the other question.
Yeah.
Because clearly the capacity by the looks of it, both teams have been given about 9,500. Is it there or
I
thereabouts?
think 9,260.
So we're
Blues.
talking what 20,000-ish, or just under 20,000. So if you work 15% of 20,000, that isn't many tickets, is it?
No.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And it'd cost them a fortune, wouldn't it, if they'd have done that?
I think clearly revenue's probably coming into it for
Yeah,
Coventry.
of course, yeah.
But say both clubs decided on this plan, and the plan was, as you know, the Blues get the upper and lower Gilmerick.
Yep.
The first two blocks where
Is
the
it the
away
whole
fans,
of the upper? Sorry.
Yes.
Yes, the whole. So the whole of the upper Gilmerick.
The plans I saw on
And
Saturday, the whole
Yeah.
of the upper Gilmerick.
Yeah.
The first 2.5 blocks of the lower Gilmerick are closed, and the reason for that, I've been told, is they're still going to put the Coventry City coaches on the normal away coach
I've
park.
got yeah.
Because normally for Cov
So there's
games,
been some common sense here, hasn't there?
Yeah,
From both sets of
normally
clubs.
for Cov games. Now I haven't worked any at Blues, but they bring about 10 to 12 coaches. Cov do,
Right.
and they park them on Tilton Road. Clearly for this, because the away fans clearly go in the lower Gilmerick for the Coventry games. So clearly what they've done this time is, and I can see the thinking behind it, why have an empty away coach park, instead of parking up on Tilton Road.
And then, of course, the risk of the coaches being on the Tilton Road as well, yeah.
So that's why they've kept those blocks free at the bottom. So all Blues fans will go in St Andrews Street.
Yep.
Nobody will go in through Coventry Road.
So don't turn up at Coventry Road.
Don't turn up at Coventry Road. I had some fans asking me on Saturday. So even if you're in the lower Gilmerick, sort of behind the goal, you still go in from St Andrews Street.
And that's at the back of the main stand.
Back of the main stand, and obviously into the main stand from there. I've been told, again on Saturday, that the Tilton Road turnstiles aren't open. All Cov fans are going through either the Cop or by the club shop. So the Tilton Cop corner.
Yeah.
But I say this is all that I've been told on Saturday. So the Tilton turnstiles are closed. So if you think about it, the ground sort of split diagonally. You should really have Cov fans one side of the ground and Blues fans the other.
Apart from those that are traversing.
Yeah. I know people still park in a normal place and everything like that. But that's...
Well, I'm quite lucky because I park in Keeley Street anyway, which is down the bottom of the main stand anyway, because I've got to make my way back up the Lichfield end.
And that's my understanding of what I picked up from Saturday. The two clubs came to this agreement, and hopefully it'll work out.
I don't see any reason why it shouldn't. You know what? We've not played Coventry City for many, many years.
2012, I think, was the last time.
It was, yeah, absolutely right. And I would love to see Coventry City get back in the higher divisions again.
Yeah.
They've been through far more than what we've been through.
Absolutely.
Right? They've got no ground. They share their ground with us, right? So they're kind of part of the Blues wider family, if you know what I mean, yeah. Whereas we've got our own Blues family, boom, straight down the line, yeah. These guys turn up every week and share our ground with us, right? And we've not had a problem. As Birmingham City fans, we've not had a problem. There hasn't been multitudes of stickers put all over the place and this, that, and the other.
You've said that now, haven't you?
No, I know, but you know what?
I think there's a mutual respect there, and I think the Cov fans I've spoken to, let's be honest, from my understanding, Blues are probably the only team who came in to offer them a ground at the end of the day. And I think a lot of Cov fans probably realise that. You think they played at Northampton, didn't they?
Yes. Yeah.
70, 80 mile round trip. I know it's not ideal playing at Blues, but at least it's a little bit more local. And I say I've picked up no animosity at all from Coventry fans who are making that journey each week, and they are exceedingly grateful.
And I've
for
heard
Blues
teams that they're
letting them
going to
play
put a
there.
banner up saying thank you and one thing and another, you know, which is commendable from a footballing point of view, from a football fans' point of view. It's very commendable if they do. I'm not a great fan of the bed sheets, as everybody knows, but you know, if there's a little message there, you know what, bang, thank you, have that, thank you very much indeed. Because you know, I mean, the trouble that they've gone through with the Rico, you know, I mean, imagine that being us. If that was us, come on.
Imagine if it was the other way around and we were going to the Rico to watch our games. I couldn't imagine that, to be honest.
No, but without that and without that certain generosity from the Blues as far as that the football ground is concerned, I know they get paid for it. They would not probably be in existence, or they'd be playing like in Northampton. Yeah, you know. And football's going through a very strange time at the moment. Very strange.
One of the strangest things is going to be in the ground. You're going to have their PA guy on the mic and not ours.
Yeah.
And what music are they going to come out to?
Yeah, it will be unique. And I think if the game was the other way round, say it was Blues Cov, I don't think there'd be the excitement
No.
and everything like that.
No.
would they? I think Cov would clearly sell out probably the Lower Gilmerry like they did
Yeah.
2011,
another game, wouldn't it?
2012. They brought about 5,500
Yeah, yeah.
then. But it would be another game.
Yeah.
And,
For me,
and I
it's a
think
unique occasion. A
it is
very,
unique.
very,
The fact that
very
we're the
unique
away team on
occasion.
our own
exactly. It's never going to happen again, is it?
Unless it happens next year.
And I think that's what's caught the imagination of everybody, to be fair.
Yeah.
If you look, I think it will be, when I say a sellout for the maximum number of tickets they're selling. How many more they could have sold, I don't think anybody would know that.
But if they get more demand, do you think they'll put more on sale? Possibly. I mean, you're not involved in ticket allocation.
No, we're not
there.
involved in ticket allocation.
I don't see why they wouldn't.
That's up to the club. I think the way they've done it at the moment, especially with putting the away coach, when I say the away coaches, the Coventry coaches on the away car park, safety's
Common
clearly
sense, total common sense.
Common sense. Safety's at the forefront of their mind.
Yeah.
So it's one of those. If you look over they played each other about 4 or 5 times in the space of 2 years. They played each other in the League Cup, the FA Cup, and a couple of Championship games.
Yeah.
And there was next to no trouble at any of those games. Let's be honest, it's not a Blues Villa game, is it?
No.
And it hasn't got that history from the recent years or anything.
No,
So I say
certainly not.
we will have quite a few police on duty, but it's one of those. And I know the senior officers who run it now. If nothing's going on, when I say nothing's going on, there's no trouble, everything's going well. All we do, we hand those resources back to force, so they go back to their normal job. We'll start with them in the morning. If nothing really happens, sort of mid-afternoon, 3, 4 o'clock, those resources are just handed back to force to carry on with their normal duties.
Right.
But it's easy to have the resources in place than it is to try and get them later on should anything happen.
Yeah.
So that's where we are with it. We're looking forward to it. It is completely unique. That's the only word you can use for it.
It is. And what I'm saying from our point of view and from Birmingham City point of view, just go and enjoy that occasion. It's a one-off occasion, right? Don't spoil it. Don't mar it. The world will be watching. Through Sky TV, you'll be there, and be plenty of coverage and one thing or another. Just don't allow yourself to go over the top and do anything stupid, and do not take any of them goddamn smoke bombs in. I hate them. I hate them with all my life and passion. They're the most horriblest, foul-smelling, dirty things ever. End of. I like a little rant now and again. Not that
Carry
it's been
on.
known.
So yeah, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? Certainly
There's
from a
one
Blues
thing
point
that
of
I
view.
really want to pick up on though is the pubs. Which pubs are going to be used now? The Roosters said that it's going to be open to all.
Yep.
Commendable if nothing happens.
Yeah, I think
stupid if something does.
I think the thing with the Roost is they've really welcomed Coventry fans this season.
Yeah.
And I say, you speak to Coventry fans, you speak the lad I work with who does sort of my respective job at Coventry. The Roost is absolutely packed on Coventry home games. And I say, fair play, the pub's taken that business opportunity.
Well, they've taken the extra trade.
Of course they have. Of course they have.
I work in the industry, so I know what it's like.
But I think they've been quite open, saying they're going to sort of go 50-50. Whether it turns out 50-50 on the day, you don't know. But they're the only ones who've openly come out, really, and said they're going to go with that 50-50 split home and away. I think, again, you look at these Cov games, they've been getting crowds of, 4,000-5,000.
4, 5, 6.
The pubs in Digbeth see very, very few Coventry fans anyway. So I have no doubt that will almost be like a normal Blues home day through Digbeth, which will see Blues fans predominantly. And then you've got the pubs around the ground, which I think will predominantly go for Birmingham fans. One of the pubs did say, you've got to remember who your loyal fans are, as in this time next year after, Coventry aren't going to be playing at St Andrews.
Yeah.
And I think people do have long memories, don't they? And these pubs have had Blues fans in there for God knows how many years. I think
But don't forget we're away.
But we're away. We are away. As I say, I think
the team should come out to the tune of home and away.
That's a good idea.
But it'll be a bit of a wait and see, really, with the pubs, I think, on Saturday and what they finally decide. It's all very well what they've said at the moment, what they're going to do. But it really will be a bit of a wait
Come on,
and
have
see.
a beer, shake someone's hand, chat to them about their experiences at Blues, chat to them about, how they feel about talking, playing there. You don't have to fight. It's just, I don't get it.
No.
Don't get
And
it.
another thing,
So don't.
What we will never do as a police, we will never tell pubs you've got to take home fans, you've got to take away fans, because you're setting yourself up for a fall.
Yeah.
Because if something happens inside that pub, you know where the responsibility will come back
Yeah,
to.
absolutely.
And the finger will be pointed straight at West Midlands Police.
Well,
So
the
the
finger
pubs-
will, but the responsibility lies with the licensee.
It does.
Like
And-
100%.
And they've got their licensing objectives, crime and disorder being one of those,
Very much.
and they've got to make sure everything's in play on that day. Whether that means they've got extra door staff on, whether that means plastic glasses, that type of thing.
We do it. We do it on big race days.
Of course you do. And that's purely down to the pubs on Saturday to see which way they go. But say the Roost is that one which has openly come out and said it will sort of try that 50-50 split.
If you've got a ticket for the match.
That was one of the tweets I saw from them.
Yeah.
But as I say, it's one of those that, like I said, until you get to that pub on Saturday morning, Saturday lunchtime, whatever time you're going to get there, it's up to the pub what they do on that day.
Let you in or not, yeah.
Again, just enjoy the occasion. It's unique. It's a one-off.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And this is going to be a general knowledge question in 20 years' time. You know, it really will be. Yeah. And just go and embrace the day. Have fun. You know what I mean?
Friend of mine, his wife.
And that goes for Coventry City supporters as well, by the way.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, Nick. A friend of mine, his wife was on the phone, on hold for, trying to get tickets for 2.5 hours on the phone the other day. And they got them, but it took 2.5 hours over the phone to get the tickets sorted out, which is, shows you what what the demand's like.
Yeah. I mean, I reckon we could probably sell at least half again. I'll be honest with you.
Oh, we would.
Yeah.
I think the Gil Merrick was like the that novelty value, wasn't it? Because most fans probably haven't sat in it, especially not as an away fan.
In the away
You know what I mean?
I must say, Colin, I see the common sense side of what you've said, but I was actually looking forward to going in the away end on an away game.
Yeah.
Yes, Chris.
So we've got a chap who's listening across the pond. I'm
In
guessing,
the United States of America.
Yeah. And he says, what's up with the whole hooligan culture? I never understood that. Stereotypically, you think of the Brits as little more, I don't know, refined than your average, say, American football fan. So what he's saying, he doesn't understand, which is a shame, really, that we're stereotyped as
but I've seen some horrendous videos on YouTube of American football games in the streets outside. Some of them jumping on tops of cars and this, that, and the other. It's a tribal thing, isn't it? One team.
It is more a tribal.
It's been around for years and years, and sadly, it will be around for years and years.
However,
after us
to
as
our
well,
friend across America, what's his name?
I'm not sure. Sheet Mulaney or
Yeah,
something.
it is nowhere near as bad as it used to be.
Nowhere near at all. I was going to say that. I'm
near.
sure we've all seen or remember 70s and 80s things like that when it really was almost a week in, week out thing. Now you look at, like I said, those stats: 3 arrests all season.
And there was no social media back then.
No, videos, whatever clips go viral now within seconds. Don't they? Of any sort of football. It's not just football violence, any sort of violence.
Absolutely.
A pub brawl on a Friday night's all over it, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I say, I think the days of 70s and 80s are long, long gone. And I hope they never ever return. I'm sure we all feel the same with that.
Definitely.
I think what's a lot of things to do with that is, one, it is better policing. 2, there are cameras absolutely everywhere. Whether it's not CCTV, how often you see something happening in the street. Somebody gets a mobile phone out, like you say, it's viral within seconds, isn't it? Technology's improved, as in the identification and the quality and everything.
Not talking
like that.
about this game specifically, but let's say an incident happens somewhere and somebody videos it and they put that on there. Are you allowed to use that as evidence?
We conduct what we call open source work, and that is anything basically you could get onto, you know what I mean? As in, if it's in a public domain, yes, we can use it.
So bear that in mind, people.
And I'm sure you've seen various clips of football footage, if you know what I mean, or fights over the years, and the police use it. We're perfectly entitled to do it. If it's out there, we can use it.
Once it's put into the public domain.
Once it's in the public domain.
That's interesting, that.
And I think if you look how many retweets, likes, whatever you get on these football clips, it's all over the place, isn't it? If you have some disorder at 3 o'clock, come 5 o'clock, it is literally all over Twitter, Facebook, and all these other sites, isn't it? So I'd say I'm glad those days are long gone. I'm sure we all are. You can see now the number of kids which are going along.
I used to be scared to go when I was a kid. Scared.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm not scared to take my grandchildren now.
No.
Right?
No.
I'm not.
Yeah.
The whole matchday experience has changed, hasn't
Very
it?
much so,
Yeah, for the better.
Definitely.
Yeah. Brilliant comment here from Kevin Kelly, who I had the pleasure of meeting on Saturday. By the
nice
way.
one. Well done.
The hooligan culture, tribal, thing kicked off in the 70s when Chris and Nick wore platforms and flares. Ironic that Nick was wearing flares. Means that you hate smoke bombs so much.
Boom.
You know how close you are to the truth there, actually. I still wear mine.
Diddly-diddly-doy. Oh dear, Kevin. Well done, mate. Well done. Don't forget to share this on your personal Facebook page, guys, to be in chance for a prize next week. We've got plenty coming up today. We've talked about the Cardiff. I got a little bit disturbed as the Blues players were coming off the pitch on Saturday, and I was stood right down in front in the paddocks. And the reason my 3-word review was I've made history was that was since 1973 my very first time in the paddocks.
Oh,
Ever.
okay. Oh, really?
Ever.
Right.
Yeah, ever. And as the players were coming up, I think it was Keefton Bell was right close to us, and Auntie Linda shouts, "Can I have your pants?
Oh, wow.
Can I have your pants?" Goodness gracious me.
What did he react?
There could have been an arrest. He says, "What? You want to see me naked?"
That's a good question. It's just come up.
You keep your eye on the shout box, Chris, because we've
I
got so
don't-
much going on in here.
I
If you
don't
don't mind,
actually
mate.
think we've had this before, but regarding racism, how do the police investigate that sort of thing in football? Is it the same as any?
Well, I'm sure we've seen this scene. It's been sort of front page news, hasn't it? You've seen like the Raheem Sterling incident a few weeks ago. I think people are a lot more willing to report it than they were in years gone by. Kick It Out to do a fantastic
I've still
job.
got the original Kick It Out shirt.
Yeah,
The
they're doing
original.
an absolutely fantastic job. Have really gone high profile, if you know what I mean, over the last sort of couple of
Maybe
years.
maybe that's a group that we could get in, Chris. One week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We are in contact with them. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been to a couple of presentations they've done,
Yeah.
and they really are. They're so enthusiastic, and rightly so about it.
Yeah.
Again, I don't get it, Colin. Right, we've got coloured players, black players. Call them what you want, right? They're just players to me. They've got a blue shirt on.
Yeah.
They've got a blue shirt on, man.
And I
That's
think what
good
you
enough for me.
look at with Blues, you look at the fan base. It is really multicultural,
Very,
isn't
very
it?
much so, yeah.
Probably more than 90% of teams out there, and I think that's the thing with Blues over the years, isn't it? And you still see it now down. It really is so many different ethnicities and religions
Yeah,
down
absolutely.
there. And I say you go to some other clubs, it's not like that at all.
I
Unfortunately,
saw Muslim men outside St Andrews selling poppies. Shake their hands.
yeah.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately, Blues don't have an issue with racism, if you know what I mean. They don't, and you know why, because of the fan base and everything that goes with it. But say back to that, it is sort of high profile news. There's a Kick It Out app, which is literally you can send a text, if you know what I mean. Kick It Out,
Right.
yeah, and you can just send a text during the game. This person, this seat, this number has just said A, B, C, or D. The only problem with that is it's how quick or slow it comes through to the police. We may not find out about it
And that
until a couple of
allegation
days
is
afterwards.
absolutely subjective.
And it's anonymous as well.
Yes,
A lot of the
it's
time.
anonymous. It's subjective. Now, the right person who owns that seat may not be sitting in it.
That's a lot of the
So
problems
there's a
we
lot,
get.
lot of logistical problems, involved with that. But again, a good thing.
It is Kick It Out app's brilliant. And it's one of those. A lot of the time, we don't find out, sadly, until 2-3 days after the event,
Right.
which is very difficult. And like you say, I'm not saying people swap tickets about, but especially in away games, it's almost a bit of a sit where you want, isn't it?
Stand where you want.
Or stand where you want. So just because you should be, I don't know, row 9, seat whatever is Nick's ticket, by the time you get pushed along, it's not. In an ideal world, these incidents will be reported to the police or the stewards at that time, but I fully understand why people don't do it, because one, a lot of people want to remain anonymous, and I totally understand that, and two, they don't want to get involved in a day. They might have sat by that person, male or female, for the last 20 years, and come Saturday they're going to be sat next to that person again, and it's that whole thing. But I say the reporting has gone up, and I would like that. I think that's confidence
and not
in the
saying
way it's
that's
dealt with.
acceptable. It might just be the most stupidest one-off thing you've ever said in the 30-40 years that you've ever gone, which could lead you a banning order.
Yeah, it can do. And I said, we will always investigate them. We do get a number through, not from Blues fixtures, I hasten to add, this season. And we will investigate them, but it is very difficult unless somebody is almost caught in the act, as in a steward or a police officer hears it, because then what you get otherwise, it's a one-on-one. Well, he said this, and you're the only witness.
And I might not want to sit next to the guy that I'm being
Yeah,
sat next to,
and then
because he's a bit mouthy and
it's
one thing and all that, so-
because it's racially motivated, we
Yeah,
have
very
to go
difficult.
to a Crown prosecution. So if the police can't make their own decision on charging somebody, and it will go to the Crown Prosecution Service for them to make their decision. Now, like any offence, if it's one-on-one, it's very difficult, if you know what I mean, to get that result, to get that through in court. And I say that is why it's always easier, obviously, you know, if a police officer hears it, a steward, or it's on body camera or somebody's mobile phone, because clearly the ground CCTV doesn't record any sound.
No.
So you may see, right, it's that seat there, you can see the chap saying something or a lady saying something, but you're never going to prove what's been said. But I said, we do take it very seriously indeed. Kick It Out, as I say, do a fantastic job. And it's high profile front page news at the moment. You know, you've seen recent incidents at Chelsea, for example, which, you know, like you say, within 10, 15 minutes of happening, it's literally shared all over the place.
The bit that I don't get, though, is I don't think there's a club up and down this country without a coloured player in it.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
I don't care. If you've got that badge on your front, mate, I'm going to worship you. End of. And I would never, ever disrespect. I mean, look, I'll give it with all the banter because I love it, right? I would never go there, not ever, not on a personal level.
No.
You know, we call greasy and one thing and another and this, that and the other and da-da-da-da-da-da, but, you know, and I don't know, it's just mad.
Well, there's banter and there's a line, isn't there?
Yeah. And racism is so far over that line.
Oh, yeah.
And as I say, you know, I'm pleased to say, and I'll say it, we've had nothing at Blues this season at home.
No.
We've had one incident in an away game early on in the season.
We had one reported to us, didn't we, Chris? The season.
Yeah.
But then that person kind of disappeared and went away.
Yeah,
so.
we had one incident away from home very early on in the season, but at home nothing at all.
No.
And I think that's, as I said, you look at the Blues support, it's one of the most multicultural, different religions, different races you get anywhere in the country. You go to some grounds or clubs.
I love to see it.
Yeah, it is, and it's brilliant to see, isn't it?
Yeah,
do you know
why?
I totally agree.
Do you know why? Because you've got blues in your heart, and that's it. That's enough for me.
Yeah.
Nothing else matters, mate.
Yeah. You look at the work Blues for All do.
Yeah.
You know,
Incredible.
And, you know, fantastic little group there. They've done such good work. And that just shows the sort of the Blues family almost, doesn't it? It's the multicultural thing. And I say Blues for All done a great job.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, so
and then we had the protest as well, didn't we? When
I'm
we
going on
scored?
to that one now.
Yeah, is that the next subject?
As well, yeah.
Next subject is the red card protest. Now, I wrote something on Facebook the other day, and I got slated by a few people, and a few people agreed with what I was saying, but nobody was talking about it, which is why I prompted some conversation. Right? Okay, nobody was really coming out and talking about this 4-minute red card protest, which kind of got squashed on anyway by Jude's goal. And I'll reiterate from my point of view, right? I just think it was a silly attempt, very silly thing to do. If you're gonna protest, I think a red card with some Chinese writing on it isn't the way forward. And I don't know what the way forward is, and I genuinely admit that. But if you want to make change, it has to be coordinated and organised and under control. Yeah, and it has to be within the legal process. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying that handing out red cards was illegal, because I don't think it is it, in the streets?
No.
I'm not saying displaying a red card inside the football ground is illegal, because that's probably not.
No, it's not.
I just think there are, I don't know, I think there are better ways, but I don't know what the better ways are.
Did the police know about it beforehand? Or?
We were made aware of it. Obviously, I speak to the safety officer 2-3 times a week, and we were aware of it. What form it was going to take, we weren't 100% sure. Obviously, once officers have got out there, they've seen these red cards openly being handed out, and I say, you know, there's nothing offensive with those cards whatsoever.
Nothing whatsoever.
No, and I say, clearly because of the goal, nothing really happened. But
That's
I
blues for you, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, from a policing point of view, it made no difference to the policing operation on that day whatsoever.
I'm not, and I wasn't saying on Saturday night, don't form a protest, because that's your fundamental right in this country.
Yeah.
It's your fundamental right to be able to do so.
Yeah.
Right? As long as you are within those lines of the law. Yeah.
But do we understand why they're protesting?
Well, the protest was about. It wasn't about the owners, right?
It was more
about
to do
one
with
specific person
Yeah.
that works at the club. Dong,
Yeah.
as we all know. who's got his office up at the training ground.
Yeah.
And I'm now led to believe that the Carling Cup's up there as well. I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
And if it is, please put it back in the club where it belongs.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That's a trophy for everybody to see.
Yeah.
Right?
I did the tour with my little one, and I couldn't wait to show her that trophy, and it weren't there.
And it weren't there.
No.
Disgraceful.
Yeah.
Sorry, disgraceful. Absolutely
didn't know
disgraceful. And we'll say it good or bad on here because that's the way it is, right? But if that's the case, put it back where it should be.
Yeah.
In the
Club-
main
club
reception
reception.
area. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the only place it should be.
100%
End of.
right, yeah.
Not in somebody's office. It doesn't belong to one person.
No.
It belongs to the club and to the fans of that football club. So get it back where it belongs as quick as possible. I don't know how I go about. I mean that's one thing that I really don't like. Right. It's not about one person, is it? It's not about me. No, it's not.
Well, I don't know where
it's
it is.
not.
I don't know where it is at the training ground, though. I must add, I don't know if it's in the reception.
I don't.
I know they've got a reception at the training ground as well, so it could be in there, but I don't know.
Right. Okay.
Can't we have it?
We could ask if we could have it for a night. Just
Have it in here and put it on there.
Yeah, with Colin stood
Do
outside.
Alpha Betty Blues out of there. That'd be.
Colin stood outside with his ivies
I'll
on.
look after it.
But if you want to protest against one person, I think what I was angry at is it was an uncoordinated.
I just think the goal killed it, and if we hadn't
Well,
scored,
the goal
it would have been
killed
more of a protest.
The goal killed it, but if you want somebody out and you want to make change, right, get everybody on board.
Yeah.
That also wants to make that change, yeah, and then make your voices heard. Again, it has to be within a legal framework.
Yeah,
Make your
yeah.
voices heard. But to hold a red card up to somebody, I don't know. I think it was a bit futile. That's just my opinion, right? And you know what? Football is all about opinions, and I've got one, and I can voice mine, and I'm lucky that I can voice mine because I live in the UK. Yeah, right. I don't know what the answer is, Paul.
No, I don't either.
And a lot of people do want Dong out. A lot of people.
I
do.
get that though.
And I get that.
do get that.
And I get that. All I was saying was that it wasn't handing a piece of red paper out in the street before a game without every Facebook group, everybody knowing about it on that Saturday morning was a little bit futile because if you want it to work, it's got to be coordinated and it's got to be something that's going to be effective. I found my first one in Bar 8 screwed up. And I thought, what's all this about? We've had worse, people. We've had a lot worse than this. A lot worse. So once again, I'll go back to the David Gold and Sullivan era. Just be careful what you wish for because we got sold to a barber for £82 million. My son's a barber. He'll never earn 82 million. Just be careful. I'm not reading the comments. I can't because I can't do two things at once because I'm a man. And that's just the way it is. So I'm ever sorry that I'm not catching up with your comments. So I'm sure Chris is.
Yeah.
And if anything interesting comes up, Chris,
Okay,
please
I'm
give.
trying
please give
to
the bell.
read what we can actually allowed to read. But Linda says, I hope the away support on Saturday is better than our home support. I think it's going to be really
I think
noisy.
the atmosphere will be
I think
fantastic.
it will.
Yeah, it will be.
Saturday.
I think it'll be electric. I really do.
I think most Blues fans will stand up.
Yep.
Because that's what they're going to
Of
do on
course,
their away day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a proper FA Cup game, won't
Yeah.
it?
It's going to be the biggest away support at the fourth round FA Cup game ever, so I'm led to believe.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Allegedly.
Probably will be.
Yeah, bar
Yeah.
semi-finals, I suppose, and quarter-finals.
No, at the fourth round. In the fourth.
Oh, fourth round, yeah.
Yeah. So again, embrace the day. Enjoy it. Okay, we've got coming up for you Who, the Tilton hat-trick, and what's in the box. There is a box.
There's a box.
The box has made a return. Yeah, we did this a few years ago, and Chris Brown has put 2 stickers on it so he knows which is the front and which
It's
is the back.
official. It's an official box now.
This is the official Tilton Talk What's in
Yeah.
the box. There is something in this box which is kind of football related.
Yeah.
And all you've got to do is ask us questions as to what it is, and we will answer those questions yes
or no.
Those are the only 2 things that we will say about what's in the box. Okay, so if you say, is it heavy? I will say, no. Right. But if you ask me a question, or Chris, he's going to keep his eye on the box, share box now.
I will do, yeah.
Okay, so there is something in the box which is quite football related. It's down to you people to guess what is in there, and there could be a hat for the winner.
Yeah, okay.
This is one of these beanies. Our
Okay.
new Tilton Talk 2020 beanies. There you go.
There you go.
Okay.
Before we go to that, I've been asked by Brum's Updates to ask you whether it's a cob or a batch.
I'd refer to it as neither, to be fair.
Bun for me.
A roll.
A roll.
A roll.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, somebody else said that as well.
A roll
Yeah.
or a
It's a
bun.
bacon roll, isn't it?
Bacon
Yeah,
roll. Bacon
yeah, it's
butty.
bacon
It's a
butty.
sandwich though, isn't it? That's
Yeah.
more of a
But
sandwich.
a roll is more like what you have a hot dog on, isn't it? That's what I call a roll. Whereas what you have a burger on is a cob.
Yeah, a bacon roll
Or a
is a
bun.
bacon roll. Yeah.
A bun.
See, this is opinions. And everybody's not what you think. This is what it's all about. But what I
It's
don't
an
want to do,
important
what I
issue
don't
I
want
had to
to
get
do,
it
listen,
out.
the
No,
first thing,
totally.
genuinely, what I don't want to do about what I wrote the other day, and out of 140 something comments, I don't know, I don't want to fall out with anybody because that's not me. That's not the way I work. There was nobody talking about it, so I wanted people to talk about it, and it gauged a lot of reaction. And I'm not sorry.
People are concerned, aren't they? You know, for the future of our club, and
Absolutely.
rightly so. You know, I would say
Yeah. Are you concerned for the future of our club, Paul?
the way it is now.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
And I am. But what can I do? I don't know. I don't have those answers. Chris, are you concerned for the way things are going?
At the moment, not really. No.
Not really.
We haven't
no.
been relegated
Okay.
yet.
All right. Because there's unrest, and that's what I don't like. You know,
Well, obviously, we've recently had a 9-point deduction. We've just had another warning,
another charge.
another charge. So it's not looking in the healthiest of positions, is
Well,
it?
Derby County are potentially looking at a 21-point deduction for doing the same thing as what we've just done.
But I believe that when I see it.
Yeah.
When they're
up to 21 points. So.
when they are hit with that point deduction, that's when I believe it. Because so far we're the only club that's had a point deduction.
I understand the highlight of your weekend was watching Strictly Come Dancing.
It was indeed. I went yesterday. My little,
Hang on, whoa. I'm going to have to stop you there. You went to the Blues Cardiff game,
I did.
and yet the highlight of your weekend was Strictly Come Dancing.
No.
At least I've cleared that up.
Careful what you say.
Now your little daughter loves it, apparently.
Yeah, it was great to see her loving it so much because that was her Christmas present. So yeah, it was. I enjoyed it more than I thought I was gonna because I don't watch it. So I enjoyed it more than I thought I was gonna. That's what I'll
Halfway
say.
through the show already.
I know it flies, doesn't it?
Halfway through the show already. You're gone.
It's not a cover. It's not a whistle.
It's not a whistle.
It's not 2 tickets for an FA Cup game against Coventry in the box. It's not an original Balti pie. Is it edible? Ooh,
Oh.
you know what? I'm going to pass on that.
Yeah. But you can consume it.
How do you know?
Oh, I've had a look. Don't worry.
yeah.
Yeah, it's all right.
Crafty, so.
Couldn't resist.
Okay,
You
yeah.
can consume
it. It's not a Pucker pie. It's not Prince Harry's P45 or Nick's Pack-a-Mac in a box.
It's not my pack-a-mac, no.
It's not an Amazon box. That's something completely different. I think Ground's been sold. No.
Has he? Has he gone?
Who?
Jonathan Grounds?
Right, okay. Haven't heard, so.
No, neither have I.
Chewing gum? No. A picture of Chris in a nude after the Villa losing 6-1?
You best stop asking questions about what's in the box. Like,
Yeah,
like
ask me
is it
questions,
edible?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It is consumable. Right, okay. What's in the box?
It's football related, you say?
It's quite, yeah.
Yeah, it
Oh,
can be.
crikey,
Can be, yeah.
Could you use it on a football pitch? Because I don't know what's in there.
No.
You couldn't?
No.
No, you could, but not really. You
No.
could.
Yeah?
If you wanted to.
If you wanted to.
Yeah. But it's
quite
not the
so-
norm.
It's not- okay.
associated with Birmingham City quite a lot.
50-50 scarves. What's your take on a 50-50 scarf?
Crikey.
I think they're one of the worst things in the modern game, in my humble opinion.
I don't have one.
No,
in
neither
my,
have I.
in my museum to the blues at home, I do not have one 50-50 scarf.
No.
If ever I was going to have bought one, ever, it would have been a Blues Tranmere and a Blues Arsenal one. But I still wouldn't.
No.
But, you know, what,
I think
like,
a cup final's slightly different, isn't it?
a memento, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Especially if you win. If you don't, we just sling it.
But you get the ones with just blues on and Carling Cup final, don't you, instead?
Yeah.
That's what I did. I think they're more for, you know, your travelling supporters at the likes of Manchester United and Liverpool and the fans who get like the travelling
Or
far
fans,
and wide
or fans that come in from abroad, say, to watch one
Yeah,
game
the tourists.
or something
The
like that.
tourists,
Yeah.
yeah. They want them as a keepsake, don't they? Which I kind of understand if you know. But I still wouldn't buy one, even if I went to America and watched, I don't know, LA Galaxy against New York. I still wouldn't buy a 50-50 scarf. So I'd be
What sport do they play?
football, soccer, any
That's right.
MLS.
What? Football.
Or football.
Or American football.
No, our football. It's what they call soccer.
See?
So, yeah,
Go on,
man,
Chris.
Unbelievably, we've got a winner.
We've got a winner.
We've got two actually. We've
Have
got it
we?
at the same time, yeah.
Two at the same time.
I'm sure that I think it's been leaked. It must have been leaked.
I haven't
Rick, you
leaked.
must have leaked
I
it.
haven't
You
leaked anything.
must have. There's no way.
Have I touched
Okay.
my phone, Colin?
No.
Thank you very
Don't
much.
open it yet. Don't open it yet.
I'm not gonna open it yet.
Okay, so
But the
oh
lid is
crikey! I think 3 people have got it now. Oh, 4 people now. Pesky blinders. Is it a clapper? No.
Lindsay saying
So-
the Paul Devlin signed Sadler's Peaky Blinders. Cam, what happened to that?
What?
The Paul Devlin signed.
Yeah, that went to somebody.
Did somebody? Did it go on one of the auctions? Did
Somebody
it?
won it. Yeah. Somebody
Okay.
won it, yeah. We sold it. Yeah.
It's not in the box then, Lindsay.
No. So Craig Courtney's got it. It's Bovril,
Yeah, above roll.
and so did Adam Wilkes.
And it smells absolutely divine.
And Kim
Oh, I'm taking that box
Upton and David Tolley's got it sort
So
of.
what made you think that I'd leaked that information to the...
Because it just come.
the wider world?
I thought it would last a lot longer than that.
I honestly didn't touch my phone. Didn't touch my phone, Colin, did I? No.
There might be an inquiry.
Well, you got CCTV at least, didn't you?
Yeah, I'll look at that later. I will as well.
So well done to the 4 people that got
Yeah,
it.
it's 4 people. Get it, go straight away. Well done.
I'm not imagining things now, am I? But we used to have staff going around the stadium with like a backpack on,
Yeah, you're not imagining...
pouring Bovril for
Yeah,
people.
that's
What happened to them?
Ern,
White coat. Health and safety took over.
Oh, right.
And can you imagine nowadays a guy with like half a ton of Bovril on his back? Yeah, walking around.
You still
trying
get
to
it at
sell
some sporting events. It's normally beer, isn't it, that they
Yeah.
dispense out of them now, isn't
Yeah.
I'll go on to beer because I like beer, right? Why is it we're not allowed to take a beer down into the stands?
it was brought in many, many years ago. The
Yeah.
legislation was.
But times have moved on.
Times have moved on. I totally agree. I think it's fair to say a lot of the football legislation is 30, 40 years old
Yeah.
now, if you know what I mean. Control of alcohol, which is what that was, 1985. So what's that, 35 years ago or
Even
so?
the licence that's 2003, isn't
Yeah,
it?
and I think, a lot of the football legislation does need looking at. I personally don't think it will change over the next few years. I think with everything else going on in the country, I imagine whether, football fans drinking view of the pitch is high up on the agenda. But if you look, there's been an awful lot of, the safe standing stuff and things like that as well. If you think where we were 5-6 years ago that it was, no, that will never happen. If you look over the last sort of 18 months, it's just started to gain a little bit of momentum, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And if you look, Celtic have got that safe standing area, haven't they? Shrewsbury have got a safe standing area. And I think it's going to come in more and more. Whether every ground will go back to, having a decent terracing, for want of a better word, because I know it's not terracing, it's, it's the fixed seats which are sort of bolted upright. I don't know, but I think the thing is, football fans have changed, haven't they? In years gone by, everybody wanted to stand.
Immensely.
I think now, I wouldn't even like to hazard a guess. Is it a 50-50 split? Is it a 60-40 split for those who want to stand? You say, you had an away game and people stand, don't
All right, okay, put it to the polls. Chris,
You know-
are you ready for this? You've got exactly 5 minutes from now. Sit or stand? What's your preference? Sit or stand?
Okay,
What's your
yeah.
preference? If you could do a little tally chart, Chris, yeah?
Sit-
And
I'll
I
tell
think if you
you
go to a
something.
home game, you normally sit, don't
Yeah,
you?
yeah,
Most
yeah,
of the time. You might
absolutely,
get
yeah.
those little areas where they stand,
Yeah.
but you go to an away game,
Yeah, you're standing up all
90% of the
all the
supporters,
time,
apart from
yeah.
the front couple of rows maybe,
Yeah.
would sit. But it's that, that is part of it which has evolved, hasn't it? Over the last 18 months, 2 years, Albion got very close to installing it, didn't they? But they didn't quite get around to it. Wolves have put it in now, haven't they?
Yeah.
And I think over time, football legislation will change. I just don't know how quickly it's going to change.
How do we force that change? How do we go about making that change? Because you know what? I'd rather have a pint of beer poured on me head than a red hot coffee.
It's one of those. It's got to be changed. Act of Parliament, isn't it? It's legislation's got to be changed. It's like
But
anything.
I can't remember the last time somebody threw a coffee. There's a little bit of beer going up in the concourses and whatever on away days, but like not a red hot cup of coffee. So I just find it a little bit, I don't know, archaic that you can't take a pint of beer down to your seat,
I think
sit down.
But imagine it in the stadium when we score. It's going to end up all over when we score.
What if
obviously-
you got red hot coffee in your hands or a bob roll?
Yeah. Well, I guess you'd be a bit more cautious with that. But if you've got a beer and you obviously the Bovril and the coffee ain't actually getting you drunk either, is it? Let's be. Whereas if you've had like 6 or 7 pints before you go in the ground, then you have another 3 or 4 while you sat there watching it. When you score, you're likely to react.
Yeah,
I get that.
I think the thing is, somebody's got to have the willingness to take it forward, to try and get it,
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying don't try it.
Legislation
So what
changed.
happens at rugby? Well, you can drink at rugby, you can drink at cricket.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, what happened when Finney scored that?
When we won the World Cup,
When we won the World Cup.
Yeah.
You know, people obviously had beers in their hands down and one thing and another.
Yeah, good question.
Not heard any complaints.
No.
You know, do I think it will change in the next 2 to 3 years? Probably not.
No.
I'll be perfectly honest.
No.
5 to 10 years, maybe. But as I say, with everything else going on in the country, or not much going on in the country at the moment apart from Brexit, if you look, everything's sort of got backlogged a little bit, hasn't it? But as I said, the safe standing thing is slowly gaining momentum, isn't it? You know, and I think safe standing will probably come in at more grounds, definitely, prior to any changes in legislation with the alcohol.
Just seems that like football fans are treated differently.
Yeah,
I understand the past history, but we're not there. We're a million miles from there.
It's the
now.
past history, isn't it? You know, and if you look back to the 80s, when a lot of this legislation came in, things were completely different to they are now, aren't they?
Yeah.
But I say, do I think alcohol 2 to 3 years' time I'm a terrorist in the stands? No. I really don't.
No.
Are you ready
I
for
don't
this
either.
straw
Yeah,
poll?
we're ready for the straw poll. Here we go.
Okay, here we go. To stand up, we've got stand, 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 stand. For sitting, we've got sit, 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 sit.
23 to 4.
Easy.
It'd be interesting to see sort of the age breakdown as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because, you know, my dad's in his
Could we
70s.
get Craig
He'd
to
want to sit
organise
down
something
all
on
game.
Twitter?
You know,
My dad as well.
yeah.
Could we get Craig Courtney to organise something on Twitter and tag Colin in it?
Yeah, straw poll.
Some kind of a poll, but identify how old you are as well.
Yeah.
So that we can kind of gauge some
But don't ask
I would
Linda,
like
please.
to have the choice.
And I think that's what, if you look at the ones that are doing the rail seating now, like at walls, you've got that choice.
Yeah.
You
Maybe.
can stand up or you can put your
Then maybe I would like to have the choice to have one area where you could go and safely drink your beer if that's what you want to do.
It's the same as smoking as well, isn't it? That's not allowed.
Ridiculous.
Even though you're outside,
You're inside.
you can't smoke in the stadium.
And then if you look at some grounds, although fans go outside, they still don't allow it.
No.
There's a couple of Blues away games this season I've been to, and there's a perfectly good area to go outside. They just don't allow it full stop. You know, and that's down to the football ground itself.
When we
isn't
went
it?
to
You
the
know,
Carling
what
Cup
they
final,
do.
we went to the Loo at half time. There must have been 100 people in there smoking or singing, "We're Birmingham City, we'll smoke where we want." There was no smoking area for them. So, and I understand that. Last time I was smoking myself. Do you smoke yourself?
No.
No, so you
No,
wouldn't
I
know.
don't
No.
either.
Right,
Sorry.
okay,
Steve Portman didn't get the option of held up.
start again, sorry.
Steve Portman didn't get the option of held up.
Didn't get the
Sit,
option of held up.
stand, held up. Steve Portman.
Oh, held up.
Held up. Yeah.
Oh, bless him. Steve's one of our wonderful disabled supporters.
No,
from
I know
Red
Steve very
Blues.
well indeed.
Yeah.
He does some excellent work. He
Doesn't
really
just-
does.
doesn't
Brilliant
just-
work.
There wasn't one for
Lovely
Linda either. Wake up.
One for Linda is what?
Wake up.
Wake up.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
You know, she's getting on. She's
trouble.
getting on a bit.
I know she's knocking on a bit, isn't she?
Oh, God, she's getting so old.
She was on the website, wasn't she, with Djukovic?
I was in
Saw
bar
the-
8.
seen
I was
the
in
picture
bar
of her?
8 with her. I never thought she had that many wrinkles, you know.
Did you see a photo with Duke? On the,
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. She was the one on the right, wasn't she?
What else have we got? Okay, Borough tomorrow.
Yeah.
280 Blues supporters going at the moment. There'll probably be a few more that make the journey up. But 280 was the official word earlier on today. Crazy decision to have such. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Almost like doing that on New Year's Day, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, or Boxing Day, yeah. It's madness, isn't it? I've always said over Christmas time they should have local fixtures and the players shouldn't have to travel
I
so
think
far.
they did in years gone by, didn't they?
yeah.
You know, I'm not saying a local derby, for example,
No.
but you know, you've got your derbies, your Forests, haven't you, within an hour or so.
Yeah. Luton, you know.
Yeah.
It's not that bad, is it?
Okay, good of you to make your predictions. May come on there, but we'll be doing another prediction on the Tilton Talk page, I dare say, over the next 24 hours, will we, Chris?
Yes.
Yes, okay. It's a bit of fun tonight. I'm only going to take the ones that are in the studio tonight. So, Colin, your prediction for a score for that one?
2-1 Blues.
1-2. Paul?
1-1.
1-1. Me? I think a 0-2. We're going to keep a clean sheet for a change. And Mrs. Brown?
I'll go 2-0 Blues.
2.
0-2.
0-2.
0-2.
0-2.
Okay, and then we'll do the Coventry one very shortly. Okay.
Yep.
Boom. That's that. So 50-50 scarves, that's been done there, and no. Have we got a who this week, Chris?
We have. I'll get that ready in a bit. Yeah.
Okay, give us a shout when you do.
Yeah. I'll get that ready.
This is where we get like a player's career from Wikipedia. and you've got to try and guess who it is from his career.
Yeah.
Get somewhere in a bit anyway.
Ever so sorry, guys. I haven't had time to look at one single comment tonight, but I do when I go.
Yeah, I'm trying to have a read through.
Oh yeah, we got while we're waiting, we got the winner of the 3-word review. Okay, so the winner of the 3-word review this week was Jude Going Nowhere, and that was picked by Adam. He says he doesn't want a prize. So hang on, so he's picked himself as a winner. I ain't right, is he?
Never right.
Another steward's inquiry. There.
Do we think Jude will go? Or do we think...
Right, that was on my list. I was going to go for it in about 10 minutes. So let's do it now. Let's do the Jude Bellingham thing now. Right, okay. You know, if Manchester United have genuinely offered 25 million and a loan back for that player, I would take their arms off now.
With a salon as well.
With a salon.
And a salon.
Right, end of it. Put that 25 million back into our coffers. Stave off all this EFL malarkey. Right, Jude's going to go out sometime, without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt. Right. He was called Wonder Boy on Quest the other day. You don't get called Wonder Boy for no reason at all at the age of 16.
No.
Right? And for 25 million for a 16-year-old, I know he's come through our ranks, I know he's one of our own, and I know it's a bit emotive for everybody, but on a business side of it, I'll take that money now, I'll put that back into our bank, and I'd move on. But we'd still have him as a loanee.
Yeah. That would be sensible.
Another season, be ideal, wouldn't it?
Yeah, wouldn't it? Yeah. 10 would be brilliant, but
Yeah.
we know we're Birmingham City, right? We're a mid-table championship club, and we're not going to be able to hold on to players like that when the money comes calling. We're not. So we've got to be sensible, got to be realistic. And I said to Ray Hobro in Bar 8, I said, mate, I tell you what, I'd rip their arms off now. And I think we were only talking 15 million then that they'd offered. I don't know whether the 25 million had come out, but if it's 25 million, 16 years old, take it, put it in your bank, and be done with it.
Mind you, from what I've seen of them this season, he's good enough to get in that midfield for them. You know?
I know I'm going to stir a few hornets nests on that one, but there has to be that loan back, at minimum 12 months loan back, another season.
That'd be a good business for us if we could get him back on loan.
Yeah.
And a salon clause.
Yeah.
And 25 million. That would be good.
That's my take on Bellingham. I'll be glad to read everybody else's once I get home tonight.
But I'd be happy as well if he didn't go. Or nothing happened and he was still our player Fuller as well.
Yeah. Got to say a very happy birthday to you. Thursday.
Thank you very much.
41, I believe, are you?
I am indeed.
41 years old. Mr. Sheen is 41 on Thursday.
Indeed.
Horrible having your birthday this time of the year, isn't it, mate?
It is really, yeah.
Far worse for me than you. Let me tell you, I can't remember when mine. Oh, Christmas Day.
When's
I've not
yours
mentioned that. Never mentioned it.
I was hoping you were going to bring the kick-off time back on Saturday because I've had a load of stuff arranged for my birthday weekend, and I can't make it to the match now, unfortunately. So
I'm glad that they've left it as a 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon kick-off, right? Because that puts kind of come on, people. We're not going to change it because we think this, that and the other.
There's a lot of criticism. If you look at the Villa games, for example, people have gone, oh, the police have done this, the police have done that.
I mean, I have to get up at 7 o'clock for one of the games. It's just stupid.
You know, and this is, let's be honest, is Blues Coventry a local derby? It's not far off, is it?
Well,
if you know what I mean.
They're both on the same ground.
Well, yeah. You know,
can't get more local than that, Colin.
You know, but you go Blues Village, you sort of your main local derby. West Brom Wolves, you like. But to me, you know, it is still a local derby. Blues Coventry. It's 3 o'clock. FA Cup. It's when it should be played on a Saturday afternoon. Isn't it? Let's be honest.
Absolutely, yeah. And I wish they'd bring the semi-finals away from Wembley as well. I wish they could get it back to like a neutral ground.
Yeah. Sheffield and Manchester United predominantly, weren't it?
I'm
not going to mention.
No. Hillsborough and Old Trafford. Yeah.
Have we got the again logistically depending on where the two teams come from?
Of course,
because you've got Tottenham, who've got a very big ground. Now you've got Arsenal, got a very.
You've got Tottenham, you've got Arsenal, you've got Chelsea. You've got so many stadiums in London, but also up north, Newcastle's a nice ground.
Of course, if it was a Midlands team, we've always got the Rico. That's my suggestion.
It's the same with the England fixtures, isn't it? Look, you know, the atmosphere is so much better when they maybe moved those England games around the country, wasn't it?
It should be a special occasion playing at Wembley, just in a final for me, not a semi-final.
Right. Have we got the Who ready?
Yeah, we have. Before that, one of our listeners is in hospital at the moment, isn't she?
Yes, she is. It's the lovely Pauline Newman. Pauline Newman, who's been taken into hospital. Best wishes, Pauline, from everybody here in the Tilton Talk Show, and I'm sure everybody out there as well wishes you a speedy recovery. She's one of our Blues tenor ladies, and get well soon, sugar, and get yourself back down the Blues quick as you can. Back.
Get well soon.
Yeah, too right. Here we go.
Here we go. So, okay, date of birth.
Did you download the?
No, I forgot.
He had one job.
What's that?
Definitely for next week. Definitely.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
I know. I've
Who
got
we
it.
got?
as well.
Who we got?
It's been sent to me. Okay, so born on the 5th of September 1953 in London. He was 5'11". He was a winger left back. Played for Birmingham City, Sheffield Wednesday on loan, Northampton, Portsmouth, Northampton and Canberra City. He played for Blues during 71-76.
How many appearances for us?
36 appearances. 36 appearances.
36
One
appearances.
goal.
36
Blues.
appearances in
Yeah.
5 years.
36 appearances in 5 years.
That's a hard one.
Quite a few appearances for Portsmouth, 111. So there you go. Easy.
Any idea?
No idea at
No
all with
idea.
that one. No,
It's a good little competition, isn't it?
it is.
Yeah.
Easy. Okay.
Oh, do we got? Oh no, yeah, that's what you was asking for, wasn't it? The sound. I'm with you now.
Yeah.
We're going to get a recording of it.
He's a bit slow, isn't he?
Sorry.
One thing I wanted to discuss, at half time, just outside the main stand, there's a little gourmet burger bar there. Yeah. And the queues were just horrendously long, right? Can they not possibly pre-prepare some stuff and box it up and have it ready? Yeah. Because if I went up and something had to be prepared, or I saw something in a box which had got written on it what it was, oh, go on, I'll have that one done, I'll have that one done, boom, 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 get the queues out, more revenue.
Yeah.
I know I've said it so many times, but it just makes me angry to see queues. I hate
I
queues.
think people miss quite a bit of the second half at the beginning, or the ones that were at the back of the queue, they get back to their seat for the
Not
start
really.
of the second
I
half.
must admit, I did go out for a fag after Cardiff scored because I was like, ugh.
That was a disappointing goal, wasn't it, from our point of view?
They happen. I don't think there's any blame on Camp for that one, to be honest with you.
No?
This has got people stumped, this one.
No. Don't forget, guys, lovely friends at the Birmingham Homeless Support Team want your help. They need warm clothes, blankets, anything that you can donate, scarves, gloves, hats, you name it, bottles of water, toiletries, ladies' toiletries, and they need those supplies as soon as you possibly can. 3 drop-off points, as always. One is here with Mrs. Brown, get in touch with him, and he'll get you sorted. The other one is, if you live that way, the Conservative Club in Chelmsley Wood, and the other one, of course, is our friends at Bawdsey Labour Club in Bawdsey Green, just on the right-hand side there, going away from the football ground. Please help. Please never stop donating. These guys go out every single Tuesday on their mission, and they are a wonderful bunch of guys who do so much for the community of the homeless people. And don't forget, that can happen to any of us at any time.
A couple of people have said Steve Bryant.
Have they? They're spot on then, because that's who it is.
Correct.
What's with all the beef flavoured crisps?
They're going out of date, so I thought, who could I give them to?
Would be very good
Nickel
for radio,
beans.
would it? Chomping on crisps, you know what I mean?
No.
Aaron was the first person to get Steve Bryant.
So Steve
Well
Bryant
done.
is your answer, is
Well
it?
done.
Aaron, yeah.
Hold on.
Ooh, Aaron, well done. Who?
Yep, so that's the first one done.
Okay, I'll get it all up in a bit.
Alrighty. In the meantime, we'll take Paul. Could you keep your eye on the people coming through and just read them out? And I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14. The first 15 predictions for Coventry, please. Off you go.
It's got to draw written all over it purely because of you just know it, don't it? I'm going to go 1-1. It's got to happen, hasn't it?
Somebody said the other week, can we play the replay straight after?
Yeah, it's got to happen.
Some of the funny things that have come out on social media. Though, what time are the buses leaving? For the away supporters. Right, Paul.
I think we'll win. I'm going to go 2-1.
I'm going to, believe it or not, I'm going to ruffle a few feathers here. I think we're going to get beat 1-2.
Do you really?
I really do. Chris?
I'll go for 2-1 Blues.
Actually, it's 1-2, isn't it, if we win?
Oh,
It's 2-1
right,
if we lose.
2-1. Okay, those are all reversed. Okay, I've got that. So I'll draw a line under that then. The next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 more, please.
Okay, so Mark Andrew Adams 2-1 Blues.
Mark Adams
1-2.
1-2.
Pete Taylor 2-2.
Pete Taylor 2-2.
Linda Enzel 6-0.
Linda
So do you mean 0-6, Linda? 0-6.
Yeah. It's all right. We've got a bet on. Linda puts a bet on every single game that Birmingham City are going to win 6-0. A pound bet. If she wins any money, all right, it goes straight to the Birmingham Homeless Support Team, and he's got to do a show in the nude.
Quite looking forward to it.
He agreed. So if Blues score 7, We've scored 6, right? So even if we 6
The
or
last
more,
one doesn't count.
Let's just do it anyway.
irrespective of whether Lyndon wins the prize money for the HST, he's got to do a show in the nude, and we'll get that sponsored, and we'll get some charity cash in for that one. Okay, sorry, go on.
It's all right. Jez McDonough, 2-1 Blues. So 1-2.
1-2, yeah.
Lee Malin, 2-2.
Lee Malin, 2-2.
Paul Sterndale, 4-1 Blues. So 1-4.
1-4, yeah.
Buzz Zach, 1-3.
Buzz Zach, 1-3.
David Tolley, 0-2.
Dave Tolley, 0-2.
Craig Courtney, 0-2.
Craig Courtney, 0-2.
Adam Wilkes, 1-3.
Adam Wilkes, 1-3. Is that the Adam that makes his own rules up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ray Hobro, 2-2.
Ray Hoblo,
Exact.
2-2.
And Kim Upton, 0-3.
Kim Upton, 0-3. 2 more.
Sally Clay, 1-3.
Sally Clay, 1-3. Fig rolls, Sally, fig rolls.
And Siobhan Kenny, 2-3.
And Siobhan Kenny,
That'd be a good game, wouldn't it? 2-3.
2-3. Boom.
Yeah.
I'll have some of that.
Yeah. Do you think we'll field our strongest team against them?
I don't see any reason why we shouldn't, really.
No, I
It's
don't
the
either.
FA
think so.
Cup.
I think
Do you think so?
Yeah, go
FA
for it.
Cup.
Yeah.
If we get a home draw next time, that's revenue.
Oh, you're in the fifth round, aren't you? Anything
Good
happening
cup
in the
run
fifth
would be
round?
nice. We haven't had a good cup run for years.
After the fifth round, it's quarterfinals, then, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, you know.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before you know it, you're at Wembley in the semi-final.
Are we allowed to say who we've got in as a guest next week?
Oh, no.
No. It might be a secret, but I'm going to tell you anyway.
All right, okay.
All right. Next week in amongst the Tilton Talk Show, bringing his Carling Cup winners medal with him will be the one and only Roger Johnson. Roger Johnson next week, bringing his Carling Cup medal with him. Can't wait to touch it. I've got goosebumps.
No, me neither.
Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
I might have to bring a piece of plasticine in so I can get a mould of it.
That's a good idea.
You know, for my museum at home.
Yeah.
So that's that then. If we could have fig rolls next week, that would be lovely as well, Chris, by the way.
Thanks, yeah.
Fig rolls.
Okay,
fig
yeah.
rolls.
Anything else while I'm at it, you know what I mean?
Well, no, if you take the crisps away, then.
He was a good player for us, wasn't he? Roger Johnson, absolutely superb.
Oh, yeah. What a partnership.
He's in my 11
I
there.
thought it was Michael.
Then 20 minutes of the show to go. Off you go, Paul.
Yeah, so I asked Colin to pick, as I do with all our guests now, as people have probably cottoned on. All our guests, I asked them to pick their Blues 1 to 11. And have you done yours now?
I have. And I've thought of the 11 because I left the gap. I'm going for Ben Foster in goal.
Ben
Yeah,
Foster.
we're going 4-4-2.
Number
4-4-2.
Ben Foster.
Ben Foster.
Stephen Carr at right back.
Oh, yes.
Foster.
Number 3, Pat Van Den Houw.
Pat Van Den Houw. What
I'm
a
sure not
player.
everybody will remember
What a
him.
player.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
just name
My
him.
first games were the early 80s watching
Yeah.
the Blues. So excellent. It was between him and Mark Dennis was my two, to be
Mark
fair.
Dennis
But I
was
went
a
for
good one,
Van
yeah.
Den Houw. Mark Ward in the middle of the...
Who, sorry?
Mark Ward.
Middle
Ward,
of
yeah.
midfield. Yeah.
And then centre-half pairing of Dan and Johnson. Maybe not the best two players ever been, but as a pairing for Blues, they were superb.
There were.
I've gone for Jonathan Hunt in the midfield again. Some people might not remember him. Played in the Barry Fry team.
He's a flair player, wasn't he?
Absolutely,
Really good.
and scored a lot of goals,
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
he? As well, scored
Yeah.
what 18, 20 goals, didn't he? Excellent player. Steve Claridge,
No, banging.
and then it was a toss-up between Frank Worthington and Christophe Dugarry.
Right.
You know, Worthington in his prime. I don't think Blues probably quite got him in his prime, but he was still
He was
a hell of a player.
Right.
And then Dugarry, I think, is probably the best player I've seen live playing for Blues. That season they signed him.
Yeah.
He won games almost single-handedly. Liverpool, Southampton, games like that.
Yeah.
A little back flick at Charlton away, I remember as well.
Superb.
But say, and Frank Worthington, but say in his prime, you know, you'd have both of them, wouldn't you? Let's be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
And then I've got Jose Dominguez on one of the wings. And then I'd left number 11 free, but I think I'd probably gone Louis Donovan.
Cool.
You know, one of those players, maybe not the best player. I think
But
many will remember that 40, 50-yard goal he scored at West Brom. That
I do, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do remember it well. Yeah, so that'd be, you know, you could go on forever thinking this team through, couldn't you? But I think you'd be happy with that 11 on Saturday, wouldn't you?
Certainly right, yeah. Good side. Good mixture of
great
generations as well.
Yeah.
Well, my first game was 1981.
Yeah. But
So-
good
so-
mixture of like each decade, isn't it?
Yeah, so, you know, when I first started watching, Worthingtons were sort of
Yeah.
playing and stuff, and then it sort of moved on.
And who would be the manager?
I'll be honest, I loved the Barry Fry days and the Barry Fry era. One, for who he was, his personality. Fantastic football. I know Blues are a class above anything else in that league, but you've still got to go out and win, haven't you?
Still got-
You know,
yeah.
You've still got to win, and he did. And he
Yeah,
was really Mr. Charismatic, wasn't he? the fans loved him, and I think
Yeah.
he still loves Blues to this day. Doesn't
He does,
he?
yeah,
You
yeah.
can tell.
He comes up occasionally and does talk.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
he
you
was up a
know.
few weeks ago.
So I'd probably go
Would
Barry.
love to get him in, to be honest with you.
Great, wouldn't it?
You
Yeah.
know, I think Barry Fry, you know, I know he had his doubts at times, but Steve Bruce, for what he did maybe at the
Oh, yeah.
time, you know.
First couple of years under
Yeah.
Bruce were superb, weren't
yeah,
they?
and no one's going to forget that playoff win, are they, when he was in charge?
No,
No,
no.
ever, no, ever.
All the obviously the first 2 seasons up, we beat them up the road
Yeah,
twice.
yeah.
That was unbelievable, wasn't it?
Heady
First
days.
4 games against them.
The heady days.
Wow.
Hey, goodness me. We've got to get back to that, haven't we?
I hope we do it sometime
Yes.
soon.
Before we go to another who,
Yeah.
I've got it on this day. On this day, Friday, 20th of January, 1905. So you might remember it, Mick. Birmingham,
Not as easy as Colin will.
Birmingham City won the Birmingham Senior Cup in style with a 7-2 thrashing of West Bromwich Albion in the final at Moore Street. Tommy Jones and Jimmy Windridge both scored hat-tricks against the Baggies, with Charles Field scoring the other goal. There you go.
Do we know what the attendance was?
No,
Okay.
sorry.
So don't be. I was just asking.
Okay. Who is this?
Here we go, the second who of the day.
Date of birth, 13th of October 1959, age 60. Place of birth, Stoke-on-Trent, and he was 6 foot, dead on. Youth career at Port Vale. Senior career, Port Vale, 426 appearances for Port Vale and only 12 appearances for Birmingham City. There we go.
Then he went to Stafford Rangers from the Blues, and
Yeah.
then Northwich Victoria.
They're not sure about how many appearances there, so only
Played for us
12
for
appearances.
12 appearances in a year.
Yeah, in a year, in 1 year. Who is this? This is a hard one. No one will get this.
What year was he born? 59.
Somebody will get
59.
this.
59, so he'd be playing
I
in
think
the
they will.
70s.
Mm-hmm.
So mid-70s
Yeah.
he'd be playing.
Yeah.
Mid
Late-
to
late
mid to
70s.
late 70s.
Yeah.
77 to 89 with Port Vale. I beg your pardon.
His youth career started in 75.
Yeah, 89
And then
to
he-
1990 for Birmingham.
Someone's said Phil Sproson.
Oh, for God's sake.
That's Buzz Zach.
Somebody's got an app or something.
Straight away.
Straight away, that quick.
Straight away that quick.
No
Buzz Zach,
way.
how did you do that, please?
Yeah,
Because
how
we
did
are
you do that?
bamboozled. We are
Is there an
bamboozled.
app that does it?
Completely, utterly blown away by that one.
Mm.
Yeah, somebody else said the same as well, so there you go. Okay. They're going to just have to get harder.
I don't think we can make it any harder than that. I've never heard of him. You heard of him?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
Yeah, I do
yeah,
remember.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He didn't play many games.
No.
No. But yes, certainly remember the name, Phil Sproson. There you go, 12 appearances, no goals. Boom. Well done, Buzz. I bet he sat there with his like blues book of players or something like that.
I'd be interested to know how he got to that answer in that quick. Just knowledge, innit? That's what it is. It's just knowing.
Oh.
You either know more or you don't.
Craig set up a straw poll on Tilton on the Twitter
Lovely.
feed regarding ages.
Yeah.
So at the moment it's 6% 18 and under, 21% 19 to 30, 24% 31 to 40, and 48% 41 plus.
That's interesting, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so it's nearly half. Half.
I'll be in that 41 plus after Thursday.
Us older gets want to stand.
That's
in.
that's really strange.
Right, so
really,
do you know
isn't it?
why?
You
Do
didn't
know why
expect
is?
that.
I
don't
didn't
think any of us
know.
did, did we?
Do you know why that is though? It's because we remember it,
Yeah.
and we remember how good it was, and we remember what St Andrews was like when we had it. And from what I saw Saturday, we're sitting down, we ain't got it anymore.
No.
And I think a lot of people have never stood, have they?
No.
And you see, where you go to these grounds where they still have terracing, people don't know how to stand anymore, do they? Because when you sit, you've got a bit of room around you, haven't you?
Yeah.
And suddenly you're on a terrace and it's all cramped up like
Yeah.
it used to be. And so a lot of the people have probably never stood on a packed terrace, have they? Like
No,
the
no.
Cop used to be at Blues,
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
like that.
yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah.
Just unreal. It was unreal.
We still take remarkable away following, and the atmosphere from our away games is still one of the best in the country.
You've got
But the home games,
you've got a chair in front of you, which is an obstacle.
yeah,
Huh? A dangerous obstacle at that.
Yeah.
The amount of people that fall over.
I'm just talking about the atmosphere
oh
from
yeah,
our
the
fans.
atmosphere in away games is absolutely superb.
It's
You
totally
couldn't-
different on
couldn't
away
fault
games.
us
And I
for
think
it.
you'll see that on Saturday, won't you?
Yeah,
Oh yeah. It's
Yeah,
an away
yeah,
day.
yeah.
It's an away day.
Yeah.
For
it's
us.
an away day.
That's
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
That's it. An away day.
yeah. But it would be great to get St Andrews back to what it used to be Not so many years ago. I mean, we was in the Europa League.
I was going to say those European nights.
Them European nights were incredible atmosphere.
Well, the last time we had anything like that was Fulham. Anything like
The last game,
that last game, when we beat Fulham, was it 3-1? 3-1, yeah.
Yeah.
Paul, I remembered something.
Yeah, you did.
What is wrong with the atmosphere? Why have we got no
I think
atmosphere?
people are
I think,
a bit
okay,
deflated.
let's have a look at the last 8 years, shall we? We won the Carling Cup. We were in the Premier League. We got relegated. The owner was imprisoned. Assets stripped. Then we had Panos, and then we had a little bit of like a bit of a boost, and then it all come crashing down again. And 6 or 7 managers later, and things didn't work how everybody wanted it to work out. But I'm not surprised it's quiet.
But apart from all that, what's wrong? Why have we got such a bad
But we were
atmosphere?
noisy when we had terraces, and when it was worse than this, so weren't we?
We had better atmospheres with 8,000 at
Yeah.
the ground.
Yeah. I know that. 'cause I
Something
was there
stru-
every week.
something's
I know
just-
that.
I think people are just a
Something's
bit
not right.
deflated by,
And there's
obviously.
no specific area now for that kind of fan base to gather, is there?
No.
And it's discouraged. And I find that a little bit wrong, really, because, like, go and behave, make some noise. Don't have to be nasty to people. Just go and make some noise, have a bit of banter. Go home. That's what we used to do back in the day.
Oh, there you go. Buzz said he can remember useless facts from the 80s and 90s. I only have issues remembering important dates like my wife's birthday and wedding anniversary.
Which is when?
Which is when, yeah.
Put you on the spot, didn't you?
Yeah, which is
we've
when-
gone well into the last 15 minutes, actually. And, yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't believe that.
Yeah. And today, gosh, what should we do? What should we do today?
Biscuits.
Anything to do with biscuits. Biscuits
Oh,
and a
that's an easy
footballer. Biscuits and a footballer. All right, so it's a play on words. What I had to do is take the word, for instance, I don't know. I can't think of one because you really put me on the spot now. But they'll start coming through.
Yeah, they'll start
You'll
coming.
just keep it in a second.
Yeah.
So how many years have you been in the football police unit, Paul?
I've been in the police 23 years.
23.
I've done in the football unit for 12 years.
Yeah.
Just blues.
No, I've been doing blues for the last 6 seasons now. So I say, yeah, that's where I'm up to with it, really.
And you normally stand where?
Normally at the home games between the Gilmerick and the
So
and
between
the
the home and away
between the home and
supporters.
the away.
So if you see Colin and you sat up there, please say hello.
Yeah, I
So you're
go
in the corner bit,
in the corner. I
where
go-
like the drawings are on the wall as you go like round the back of the changing rooms.
Yeah,
round the back of
when
the
the players
Gilmerick.
sometimes come off that way,
Yeah.
if you know,
Yeah, yeah.
they sometimes come off that way. I work every single Blues away game. So I say we work closely with the various, Steve Portman, for example, the Allies in Access, that type of work. We do that. We also run various projects, a yellow card projects, and a project as well for juveniles who get into trouble. Instead of sort of criminalising them, we do sort of an educational programme, and that's sort of
Success rate is what?
very high. We've
Really?
literally had one
Brilliant.
person who has reoffended.
That's brilliant.
It is.
Out of
It's,
how many
very
won?
they've probably run about 10 courses. You're probably talking 60 to 70 people now have done these courses, maybe more than that. And literally there's one person who's reoffended. And they say they're all juveniles. Instead of getting criminalised, they go on this educational course. They learn about, we do a bit of alcohol and drugs awareness. Not that 15, 16-year-olds are into it, but, you're sort of getting towards that stage. Pyrotechnics, like we mentioned earlier, Nick. And then
my life, by the way.
what we normally try and do is, depending which club it is, we'll try and get a representative from the club to come along.
Yeah.
We've had it in the past, people have worked at the club for donkey's years,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
to show what the club means to these people
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we've just literally started doing it now for adults as well. So these adults, first-time offenders type thing, again, instead of criminalising them, they go on an educational programme. And it's, you can't take everybody through the courts for a one-off incident on these people. And I think education is the way, and that's very similar. We've had Anwar Uddin come in as well. Anwar, who is
Yes.
a lot to do with the kicking out and everything like that. Anwar came last week, the IAG, the Independent Supporters Group that's running the West Midlands. He's also come to a lot of the projects with kids as well. He does a fantastic speech. If you've never heard
I've met him.
absolutely fantastic.
I've seen one
You
of his
haven't listened
speeches,
to one of
yeah.
his speeches.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant what he talks about.
Inspirational.
Because he was a professional footballer until
Yes, right, yeah,
injury
right.
cut his career short.
Yeah.
So he sort of been there, done it, and probably lost out a little bit through injury. But as I say, he does a fantastic speech, and we've used Anwar a few times. Yeah. We're linking closely with the football supporters as well. And I say, it's just trying to do something different. You know, in years gone by, if you're arrested, that's it. Off to court, banning order, and that's it. But I say, especially with these youngsters, you've got to give them a chance. You've got to give them a second chance. Yeah. Put them through the educational programme. Let's say, literally one person has reoffended.
That's really
that's
good.
Not bad going.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, it really is. And you can see these kids. I have these kids now who I've seen, and they'll come up to me and talk to me and think, you know what, he's not actually that bad. And I'm not.
Well, you know.
Honestly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know. And
did you have your tea before you come out here tonight? No. Well, normally, that's what humans normally do. I mean, you eat your dinner at home and you've got your family and you one thing or another. You're just a human.
Yeah, exactly. And I think these people appreciate it. And we also get the parents along to these as well. And I think some of the parents are a little bit sceptical at times when I think, but they come round, or the parents are grateful for what we've done because perhaps they're a little bit going off the rail, if you know what I mean. And suddenly they come to these and they see the police trying to help them instead of trying to criminalise them. You know, and it does.
They're on board with it then. Yeah, it makes sense.
I've spoken to some of the people I dealt with, you know, when I first started in the football, and now in the army and the air force and stuff. And you think, you know what?
Boom.
I'd like to think I might have had a little bit to do with that, if you know what I mean. Just try and get on the right track. And you know,
no man, take credit for it.
Yeah.
Is
it safe to say that you enjoy your job?
I thoroughly enjoy it. I thoroughly enjoy it, and especially now we're doing some of the educational work because, you know, you can take people to court all day, every day, but it doesn't achieve anything like that time. No. Especially not with these youngsters.
Right.
Like we probably go back to before, watch too many films maybe, watch too many internet clips. And I've always said to these people, if you're not careful, what will happen one day is the phone call will be making to your parents is you're in hospital somewhere, if you know what I mean, because you've come off second best. And I say we can get this education across to them, you know, and we will keep going with it. And the adult thing is we're the only force in the country who runs it. It's still in its early stages.
That's brilliant.
But I say for these adults, you know, and it's another way forward instead of getting them criminalised, you know. But don't get me wrong, if you've properly overstepped the mark, and we're talking some serious violence offences, you are going to get the full weight of the law. But these for the more minor offences, low-level public order, the pyrotechnics, especially with the youngsters, that type of thing, education's the way forward for them.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, sure.
Definitely.
Here we go then, so you can get a gist of the last, what would have been normally 15 minutes. We've got Steve Cookie, Hobnobby Styles,
that's a
Mark
good one.
Adams, Gary Baldy Gardner, Craig Shortbread, Mark Winter Bourbon, Wafer Pandiani.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That one. Yeah. Jermaine Dodger.
Oh, good.
Jermaine Dodger, Lee Geary, both of them. Ian Jamie Dodgerson.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Like it, clever.
Pete Taylor's Digestive Solomon Otterbor. Matt Rich T. Kyle Jaffa T. That's a very good one.
He's good.
Ryan Figgs from Linda. Jamie Abrahams, yeah, I like that one. Jacques Muggerty and Biscuit. All right, then. Hope you enjoyed your birthday. Rich Tiotto.
It's a good one.
Jamie Bullard, I got that one. Duncan Ferguson.
Ferguson, that's a good one from Lee.
That is brilliant. Craig Courtney.
Oreo Ferdinand.
Yeah, Kit Kat.
Oh, I like that.
That's good, isn't it?
It's good, yeah.
Gary Baldy Gardner, we've had that one. Chris Shortbread. Wagon Wheel Gigs. Griggs, sorry. We've had that one. Blues Penguin Kit from Adam Wilkes, who makes his own rules up. Michael Figsell. Yeah, Butterscotch Parker. Just Lewis dunked mine. Oh.
I can only think of Dealey had a fig roller.
Now, as I'm an avid fan of fig rolls,
I know, that's what I thought. I thought I'd say that just for you because I know you like your fig rolls.
I don't like fig rolls
on an away day. If you're on an away day, right, and the woman in front of you gets a packet of fig rolls, mate, that's it. Beautiful.
They're lasting long, are they?
They're going, man. They're going.
So your typical day then on Saturday, obviously you get to the stadium. What sort of time?
Normally, I'd start in the city centre, the pub checks in the city centre.
Yeah.
Because obviously we have an officer, we'd have two officers come from whichever force. So on Saturday, for example, South Wales Police sent two officers.
Yeah.
to work alongside us like we do wherever we go around the country. So on Saturday, for example, slightly different with Cardiff, because with the number of coaches, 20-odd coaches, that's an awful lot of coaches, if you know what I mean. You play some of these more local teams, Forest, Derby, you could have 1,000 away fans in the city centre. Whereas on Saturday, Birmingham City Centre, there's almost devoid of football fans. It just depends who you play, really.
Well, this could be Saturday.
We got a lot in there.
Well, it'd be interesting to see what happens this Saturday, because Coventry again haven't really been using Birmingham City Centre.
No.
You don't get many come on with crowds of 4,500. You don't have many coming on the train. I think it will be busy, don't get me wrong, but to what numbers again, I don't know, because Blues fans predominantly start from sort of Boring Tavern onwards through Digbeth to the ground. You might get a few Blues fans who have a couple in the city centre before moving on, but then they move into Digbeth, don't they?
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how busy Birmingham City Centre is on Saturday.
I think it will be busy.
I think it will be busier than it will be, in recent weeks. Like I say, Cardiff on Saturday, City Centre was devoid. You play Forest in a couple of weeks' time, you could have 700-800 Forest fans in the city centre. So on Saturday, we were down at the ground by about 2 o'clock with all the coaches arriving. But normally it could be 2:30, 2:45 before we get down to the ground, because, the ground doesn't start filling up really, does it?
No.
2:30, 2:45. You can go inside the ground at 2:30 and there's like 5,000-6,000. It's that late arrival, isn't it? It's that old sort of English thing with a footballer arriving, towards 10 to 5 to 3, isn't it?
Yeah. So what do you do? Just pop round like all the pubs around the stadium?
We have different teams of officers working, pubs around the stadium, pubs in the city centre, and I say and then the away coaches and things like that. And every game's completely different, as you can imagine. It really is.
Yeah.
Cardiff was a game with a very long history of disorder, as we said before, and we had no disorder at all, no issues.
And then after the game, are you in the pubs again after the game?
Yeah, we'll do the city centre after the game. We look at the Leeds game recently, another game of long history of disorder. We brought Leeds out the back of the stand instead. And no issues at all.
It's going to have to be quick. Here you go, Colin. What we're doing through the course of the year is 26 letters in there through the course of the season.
We'll have to have Fergie time here.
One has been pulled
No, we ain't
out.
got time.
Here we go.
2 minutes.
So the only police officer we have in, and he nicks two.
S. Make it fair. S.
S for sugar.
Easy.
S for sugar on your favourite blues player of all time with a surname only beginning with S. You've got a minute. You've got longer than that, but obviously we've got a short in a minute. And we'll pick up on them later, and Paul will get the figures together. I'm sure put that on the Tilton Talk one a bit later. So we've got Chocobicky Solido, Take a Break Shay, Lewis Figo.
Take a break, Shay. That's brilliant.
Pete Taylor, who doesn't like fig rolls, blocked and reported. Nice one.
Oh, they're disgusting.
Oh, they're lovely. Okay, Ryan Fig rolls from Linda. Otafemi Martins from Mark Adams. Oreo from Jez McDonough. And Chris Jammy Mara.
Let's play with S, Colin.
Oh, dear.
Robbie Savage, I'm going to go for.
Oh, that's a good show, isn't it?
Stoke 1 Baggies 0 at half time. Thanks,
yeah.
Stephen Gill, for that one. Jamie Dodgerson, Stockdale. I don't get that one. Stockdale with a biscuit. Yeah.
No, he's on about S.
I beg your pardon. Right, okay.
I think he's joking.
We've moved on. Sprake from Kevin French. Savage from
Savage.
Savage.
Savage,
Got to be
innit?
a winner.
It's gotta be.
Got to be the winner all day.
Got to be. Mark Sale.
Sale, yeah. Mark Sale.
Yeah, no, I do.
Yeah.
He was in the pub.
He was on Rabbit's coaching team as well, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And a very quick update on the Twitter poll. Over 54% now are the 41 plus.
So interesting. That
It is interesting, 'cause you'd never have thought that, would you, at all? No, you wouldn't. No. Really interesting.
Savage is romping this.
Well, there we go. 9 o'clock. The time has beaten us. This has been the Tilton Talk Show, sponsored by Boyle Sports, the principal sponsor of Birmingham City Football Club, and of course in conjunction with SAS Autos and our friends at Borsley Labour Club. Mr. Hipkiss and Mr. Sheen, thank you very much indeed.
Pleasure as always.
Mrs. Brown, thanks for your hospitality and for actually warming the place up for once. And Colin, yet another eye-opening show with you. It's absolutely brilliant. I like the way that you come in and you've got no qualms to go, Stum, it's that. That's it. And I know you said last time, but I absolutely credit you for it. Mate.
No,
I promise
I'll be absolutely honest with anything. I'll answer all the questions.
Yep. And you have done.
And I have done. I thoroughly enjoy coming. thanks for the invite. You know, we'll come back any time.
And really inspired to know about the young people work as well that you're doing with the first time offenders and that. That's really
really good.
And I say we were the first force in the country to start it. Others have now followed on, but I say
Is that
just
anything to do with the football club or the football?
Yeah, we do get the football clubs involved. Football clubs have played a big part in it. So we normally try and get an employee of a football club who's worked there for years and years. You know, you get so to some of these clubs, people have worked at the club for like 40, 50 years, what the club means to them. And suddenly these young kids actually, you know, start realising. I say we're the first force in the country to start it. Others have copied us, which nothing wrong with at all. But I say again, we're the first ones who started with the adult programme as well now. It's still in its early stages. But I say it's going from strength to strength. I say go back to the kids one, literally one reoffender. That just shows that it does work. Education is the way forward with these people.
Incredible. Yeah. Well, that's all we've got time for, folks. This has been the Tilton Talk Show. We'll be back here next Monday to disseminate, of course, the Middlesbrough game and the away game at home or away. I'm still confused. I don't know what to call it, to be perfectly honest with you. Enjoy those that are going up to Middlesbrough on Tuesday, and please, please, please give this man an easy time on Saturday and all his colleagues as well. We don't want no hassle, no bother whatsoever. With Birmingham City, we'll do it our way. We'll show them with our mouths, with noise.
And it's a cob.
And it's a bun.
It's a roll.
We'll see you all back here next Monday. Thanks and take care, and always keep right on.
Good night.
Good night, all.
Sing